Now, let's dive into a question that often pops up in the world of academic studies. When should you use a research question, and when is it better to use a hypothesis? Let's start with qualitative research. This type of research, which includes interviews, observations, or case studies, is all about exploring experiences, behaviors, or social phenomena. Since qualitative research is usually open-ended and exploratory in nature, it's guided by research questions rather than hypotheses. For example, a study exploring how teachers adapt to digital classrooms might ask, what strategies do teachers use to integrate technology in their classrooms? Here, no specific prediction is made, making a hypothesis unnecessary. Next, we have quantitative research. This involves collecting data through experiments, surveys, or statistical analysis. In this realm, both research questions and hypotheses can be used. Research questions help define the focus of the study, while hypotheses provide a clear prediction that can be tested using measurable data. For instance, in a study exploring the link between study habits and academic performance, a research question might ask, what is the relationship between study habits and exam scores? A related hypothesis could be, students who study consistently for at least 2 hours a day will score higher than those who study irregularly. Moving on to exploratory research. This aims to investigate new areas where little prior knowledge exists. Since the purpose is to discover rather than test, research questions are more appropriate. For example, in exploring the impact of online learning in rural areas, a research question might ask, what challenges do rural students face in accessing online education? Since exploratory studies focus on gathering insights rather than proving a specific outcome, hypotheses are generally not required. Lastly, let's talk about experimental research. Here, the goal is to test cause and effect relationships between variables. Researchers typically rely on hypotheses rather than open-ended research questions. Hypotheses allow for clear predictions that can be tested through controlled experiments. For example, in testing whether a new teaching method improves reading skills, a hypothesis might state, students taught using interactive storytelling methods will demonstrate higher reading comprehension scores than those taught through traditional lecture methods. Since experimental research requires clear testing conditions, hypotheses provide a structured framework for investigation. In short, research questions are common in qualitative and exploratory research, while hypotheses are essential in experimental and often included in quantitative research to predict measurable outcomes. Selecting the right approach ensures clarity in your research design and strengthens the overall structure of your study.